Once upon a time, in a peaceful meadow filled with wildflowers and sunshine, there lived a tiny ant named Antsy. Antsy was the smallest ant in his colony, but he had the biggest dreams. While all the other ants were busy collecting food and marching in lines, Antsy often stared up at the tallest tree in the meadow, a mighty ancient oak known as Trunkle. Trunkle wasn't just any tree. He was the tallest, wisest, and oldest tree around. Birds made nests in his branches. Squirrels played tag on his limbs, and butterflies danced in his leaves. Antsy dreamed of one day climbing all the way to Trunkle's top and seeing the world from above. But whenever Antsy mentioned his dream, the other ants would laugh. "Ha! You're too small to climb a tree like that," said one ant. "You'll get blown away by the wind," said another. But Antsy believed in himself. One sunny morning, he packed a tiny crumb of bread for the journey and marched straight toward Trunkle. When Antsy reached the base of the giant oak, he looked up. It was so tall, the top disappeared into the clouds. Gulp! His legs trembled for just a second, but then he remembered his dream. With a deep breath, he began to climb. He climbed past the mossy bark, through the cracks where beetles lived. He tiptoed over a sleeping caterpillar, waved at a pair of curious ladybugs, and squeezed past some grumpy termites who told him to keep it moving. Halfway up, a strong wind whooshed through the branches. Antsy nearly lost his grip. He held it on tight to a patch of sticky sap and shouted, "Is that all you've got, wind?" From high above, Trunkle chuckled. "Yes," chuckled. "You're a brave little ant," rumbled Trunkle in a deep, wooden voice. "Why are you climbing me?" Antsy blinked. "I want to see the world. I want to know what it's like to look down instead of always looking up." Trunkle was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Very well. Keep climbing. I'll help you." From that moment on, every branch seemed to lean just a little closer to make the path easier for Antsy. A squirrel offered him a ride halfway, and a bird fluffed its feathers to shield him from a gust of wind. Finally, after what felt like forever, Antsy reached the top, and oh, what a sight! He could see everything. The winding river, the hills that rolled like green waves, the fields where cows looked like toy figurines, and the sky that stretched out like a magical ocean of blue. "I did it," Antsy cheered. "You did," said Trunkle. Sometimes the smallest dreams lead to the biggest adventures. From that day on, Antsy became a legend in the ant colony. The other ants didn't laugh anymore. In fact, they asked him to tell his story again and again, and every time, Antsy would smile and say, "It's not about how small you are. It's about how big your dreams can be."